Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how I set up a binary options trading robot inside Zookle. So first off I want to show you my trading robots for history. Okay, and you can see that this bot ran into trouble on this crude oil. Okay, and I lost $16, and I made the cardinal mistake is I just duplicated the bot and let it run again, and it made a $15 loss. So clearly the settings on this now are no good. Okay, but if I look down here, these are all blue wins, wins, wins. Okay, so these settings that I had on this bot served me well for a long time, and I actually made from this bot, if I was to add everything up, it had a few losses, but I actually made about $130. Now I would have made 180 had I not had the losses that I hit. But as you can see, every now and again I get losses. But in general, my bots make money. So let me show you how I actually set up a robot. Now, if I come to the active tab, as you can see, I'm on the live here. I've got no bots running. So let's have a look on the demo. So I do sometimes set up demo bots just to test out some settings. And I can see that this bot, again, is, these ones that I've got, these settings, it's not worth me duplicating. Now, when you do set up a binary options bot, if you're going to set it up in demo, make sure that if you're going to go use those settings in the live bot, that they're identical. Okay, don't go and trade with $1,000 in demo, and then when you come to trade in the live mode, you're trading with $10. Because that's not identical. So you've got to make sure that your bot, once you set it up into demo, if you're going to copy it over and make it into live, make sure you copy every setting to the letter. Now, but that doesn't mean that your bot is going to start working and making you a profit just because it's gone from demo to live. It could have been working like this bot. Imagine this was demo. Look, everything is blue here. And I could have said, well, I'm running this in demo, it's making a profit, now I'm going to make it live, and then all of a sudden this happens. So as you can see, 16th of April, 7:03, made a profit, and then 16th of April, 7:23, so what, 20 minutes later it made me a loss. So this could have been a demo bot, and I say, right, I'm going to switch it to live, and then lo and behold, the markets have changed and I make a loss. Now, for me, I'm prepared to accept losses, providing those losses are not greater than my wins, And so let me show you how I set up a robot. So what I've done is I've come to the trading, the binary bot stats screen. Okay, so if you come up to trading and it's called betting bot stats, I've gone there. Okay, and I've got that open in this tab. And then in this one is just showing you that I've got no active bots at the moment. I've also opened up my binary options account, and I've made a withdrawal. So I've left in here $68.33, okay, just to show you how the account looks right at this stage. Okay, so 68.33. And what I'll do is I'll start to look at these charts. Now I've got an indicator on here which is called Bollinger Bands, and what I'm looking for is lots of volatility, and I want to see sweeping motions of the candles going out of the top of the Bollinger Band and out of the bottom. If they're all coming out the bottom, I would get away from that chart. If they're all coming out the top, I would not bother trading that particular commodity, currency or whatever. So I like to see this volatility movement like this, okay, because the robot works well with charts that have this type of movement. If I go to here and I go to the UK oil, this is not so great, is it? Because everything is either, this is a bear run, everything's out the bottom of the Bollinger Band. And if I look back in history, it looks like this is not a good chart. So I wouldn't do the UK Brent oil, okay? So let's have a look at currencies. These are fiat currencies, so let's have a look just randomly to have a look at the Japanese yen against the Australian dollar. Again, a nice looking chart, okay? Not a bad looking chart. As you can see, it's in and out, in and out. So that's what I do first, is I go and analyze and have a look at a few charts, okay? Now, if you want to put a Bollinger Band on, I'll just remove Let's see if I can remove it. There you go. I'll remove the Bollinger Band, and you come up to this setting here, and I've got it in my favorites. But if you go to all indicators, choose Bollinger Band, I've clicked on the star to put it to my favorites, and then all I do is click on that and it will add the Bollinger Bands in. Okay, so first off, I would look at the charts to make sure I've got a chart that looks something like this, where it's out of the top Bollinger Band, back in, out of the bottom. You know, it's got this sweeping action. Okay, so let's have a look at some commodities. And so let's have a look at the gold and see how that is. It's got a great return as well. You see, it's 92%. That's what I also look at as well. This chart's not that great, even though it's coming out the bottom and going up into the top. It's not that great. So let's have a look at the US dollar crude oil. Let's have a look at that chart. So the US dollar crude oil, not a bad chart, not a bad chart at all. As you can see, it is coming in and out of the Bollinger Bands. Okay, so that's the type of thing that I look for when I'm going to set up my binary options robot. So now let's go back over to Zookle. And what I've done is I've come to commodities here. Now, what I've done is I've chose strategy C, I've chose algorithm 100, and I've chose the martingale formula of 1, 2, 4, and 8. I always stick to the 1, 2, 4, and 8. Okay, so the formula would never change. Now, what I'm looking for down here is a profit. Okay, and this data that's here is if you would have run the bot over the last 3 days with these settings, this is the type of profit you would have made based on your investment. As you can see here, it says a budget of $15. So I'd needed to have had $15.36, so $16, to have made a profit of $1.96. So it would have spent all of this. Then I would have got that back, and I would have, at the end of the day, I would have made $1.96. The next day, I only needed a budget for $1, and at the end of the day, I would have ended up with $39.72. And here I'd need a budget of $11, and at the end of the day would have made $18.52. Okay, so that's what this information means on here. Now, how do you choose this? So let's go back and look at the chart for the gold, because the gold is saying that it's got a profit in the last 3 days. It doesn't mean right now. So if I go back over to the binary options website and I come over to the gold, it's got a great ROI. I can see that. Let it load. But right now, the chart's not that great. So if I go and look at some history, now look at yesterday. You see, the history was a much better chart. In and out of the Bollinger Bands, nice sweeping movements, you see. But now the chart, when I look at the chart, it's not so great, because you've got this bear run, then you've got a bull run. So there's not this great sweeping action, but now it's sort of coming back into the sweeping action. So it's not a bad chart. It's had some times when it's not good to trade, but the robot would pick that up. Okay, the robot would pick up these bull runs. So gold doesn't look a bad chart right at this minute. Obviously, at the time you watch this video, it's not good for you to just copy my settings, because you could make a mistake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose an asset. Okay, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to choose. Okay, I'm going to choose one of these, but I am going to tell you I'm not going to choose gold. Okay, and I'll set that bot up, and I'll show you what I do to set that bot up. Okay, so I've chosen an asset, and I'm going to blank that out, what asset I've chosen. I've called it new bot for video, and I'm going to make it to live. I've got strategy A. I'm going to put in here 7,200 hours. Okay, I've got algorithm 70. I'm not going to set high risk. I've got the formula of 1, 2, 4, and 8, which means if the robot places a trade of $1 and it loses that, the next trade it will place will be $2. If it loses that, it will trade with $4, and if it loses that, it would trade with $18. So if you add that up, that comes to $15. So I need to set my budget at $15 or more. Okay, so I'm going to put $16. Okay, and the next thing is the profit. Well, I'm only going to be looking for 25 cents. Okay, and I will smart compound, and I'm going to do my first bot at $1 is going to be the first trade, so that will be trading with $1. If that loses with $2, if that loses with $4, and if that loses with $8. Okay, so you need that $16 budget. I'm going to leave my my Bollinger Band settings, because that's what these are at the bottom here. This is because the bot works on Bollinger Bands and a few other algorithms. So I'm going to leave my Bollinger Bands at the default setting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Start Binary Options Trading Bot at the bottom. Congratulations, the bot is set up. So there's my bot. It started on the 28th of April, which is today. But by the time you're watching this video, we should hopefully have had some trades already started, and we should see some profit. So I'm going to leave this robot running and come back to it once I've got some profit. So now we're on the 4th of May, and as you can see, this robot here has got an active bot. And at the moment, it's not made any winning trades, and it's because we're in this high volatility. So the robot knows that the chart's not good, so that possibly could mean that the the candles are constantly coming out of the top of the Bollinger Bands, or they're constantly coming out of the bottom, which would indicate a high volatility. So the robot would stop trading. But let me show you the history of this robot, okay? Because this is the 4th of May. And if I come over to the archive, it shows you that this bot has been running very successful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down until we find those two losses that I had before. So there's my two losses that I had. And if you remember at the beginning of this video, I had $68.33 when I started the robot here. Okay, which was on the 28th of April. So we've left this robot running, and as if I come up now, this robot's been running all this time, making me almost $1 on every trade. And I'm going to show you my balance in a moment. But as you can see, until we come right up to the top, this bot is constantly running in a profit. Okay, and it's got an active position now, and if I come over to the active bot, it's got an active position. If I just refresh this just to make sure, to see if it's made any bets or trades. So it's made a trade, and it's made a loss now of $1. Okay, but that's okay because I've got a budget of $16. But if I go over to my pocket options account, so as you can see in here, I've got a live balance of 114.41. So I'm not worried about that one little loss because the bot's not finished. So far, if I started with the 68.33, I'm $76.08. So really, I can't lose now. Okay, because if that bot was to finish now and lose $16, I'd still be in a profit. And so I'm not worried now what's going to happen if this bot loses $16, because as I say, right at this moment, I'm $76.08 in profit. And let's just say that this bot actually did lose completely all of the balance, which is the $16 budget that I've got there, that stop loss. If I take that off, I would still be in profit of $60. Now, this has been run on complete autopilot. I haven't had to do anything. I've set it up. I've forgotten about it. Now, what I want to do is I want to take you over to the demo bots, because I've got the same bot running in demo mode, and I've got that set up over here. Okay. Now, instead of the robot placing a trade with $1, it's placing its trade with $10. So I would need a budget, instead of $16, I'd need a budget of $160. And if I was to go back over to my pocket options account, this account here would now be, if I was trading with $10 and not the $1, would be $1,140 in profit. Okay, or I'll have a balance of $1,140. So what my goal is, okay, is that I started with the 68. Now I need to get my balance up to 160. So I need 160 plus my 68 that I started with. So I need this balance to get to $228. I will then withdraw my $68 that I started with, and then that will be pure profit. Then what I can do is I can then put this demo bot into live to make it so that it starts placing trades of $10 and not $1, and then obviously I will make some serious profit then. But before I can do that, as I say, I want to get my balance up here up to 228. That will give me back my 68 initial investment. I should withdraw that, and then I'll have pure profit in there. So it doesn't matter if I lose or not. I may run it for a little bit longer and, you know, take out maybe $20 or $30 profit. But the idea is I need a balance in here of $168 that's not my money, that I can then trade with to get to up the first bet. But right now, okay, I'm going to leave it running at $1 and to see if I can build this balance up. So a later video, hopefully I get to the stage where this has got to the 228. I'll withdraw the $68 and then up my bet from $1 to start with to $10, and obviously I'll need a budget of $160 to do that. So happy trading, and I look forward to making you another video very soon. Make sure you click the subscribe button, and please give me the thumbs up.
If you'd like to carry out trades like the one I just did and get access to all our trading robots, then head over to zookle.com, click on products, and our best package at the moment is our gold package. You'll get access to all the Zookle trading robots, and you will also get access to our sister site, Johnny Blockchain, which is our arbitrage and portfolio management suite. You have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the inside.